All right, here's some things about Adam and Eve that you probably have never heard about. Um, well, first we'll go over Genesis and basically the Bible's account of Adam and Eve that we know. And then from there we'll go over like the extra biblical books about it, like from the books of Jasher as well as the book of Eliezer. So as we all know, Adam was the first human created on.
Sorry.
Good.
Oh,
All right. Did you know that Adam and Eve had supernatural garments made by God Himself, and it was actually passed on from generation to generation until Noah's grandson Nimrod took it over by force. Okay, so I'll add a little bit more about it. So Adam was obviously the first human ever created on the sixth day of creation or the restoration of the earth. He lived 930 years old, and the Lord God showed Adam the first sacrifice, which was a lamb, in order to make his clothes. And those clothes were special clothes. It will get into more how we know that is from extra biblical books like the book of Jasher and the book of Eliezer that really explicitly talks about it. Also, Adam and Eve had superior genes to what we have now because they were originally created not to die, and they both could see, walk, and talk with the Creator before and after the fall. Okay, so let's talk about his clothes specifically. So Adam's original clothes that the Lord made had a supernatural power to them to make one strong and to make animals like be subservient to that person who was wearing it. It was passed down from Adam to Seth and eventually down to Enoch and then Enoch's son to Noah. Noah actually wore it when the day that he was gathering all the animals to him to go in the ark. Noah, and according to the book of Jasher, all of the animals that came bowed down before Noah, like they were two by two. One male, one female animal of each of his kind would come and it would bow down to Noah and then go into the ark. So that was pretty cool. So the book of Jasher, which is written around in the medieval age, is a Jewish midrash. It details this. And according to the 8th century midrash called Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer, which is the chapters of Rabbi Eliezer, it says that when Adam's garments were later inherited by Nimrod, were worn, any beast or animal that saw them would immediately prostrate themselves before the wearer. And then I'm going to put a link to that where you can read that text for yourself. And then we have, here's a picture of a snapshot of the text of chapter 24, which is the 1916 Freelander translation of the Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer, which is the chapters of Rabbi Eliezer. They were compiled around 700 to 900 AD. Eliezer references Rabbi Judah for this knowledge, who he compiled the oral traditions of the rabbis in 200 years after Christ, so AD. And it says, the part I want you to pay attention to, it says, the coats, which was the Holy One, the blessed be he, made for Adam and his wife, were with Noah in the ark. And when they went forth from the ark, Ham, the son of Noah, brought them forth with him and gave them as an inheritance to Nimrod. Okay, and so remember that, I don't know if y'all remember the what's it called, Tyra? When Nimrod, when Ham got cursed. Remember, Ham got cursed?
Yes.
Why did he get cursed? And how did he know that Ham saw his nakedness? Is because he was wearing that special garment and the garment was missing, was gone. After it was his son Ham took it and hid it, and he gave it to his son, who then gave it to Nimrod. And in the Bible, it mentioned that Nimrod was a mighty hunter before the Lord. So when he put on the garments, Adam's garments, all beasts, animals, and birds, when they saw the coats, came and prostrated themselves before him. And the sons of men thought that this was due to the power of his might. Therefore, they made him king over themselves. And as it is said, wherefore it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. Okay, and that was quoting Genesis. All right, so what is Chapters of Eleazar and what is his credibility? On the subject about, the supernatural quality of Adam's garments, the author references Rabbi Judah. Like I mentioned a little bit before, he compiled something called the Mishnah. The Mishnah in the year 200 AD. The Mishnah is the base text for the Talmud, which is a very important to Judaism to this day. It's a foundational text of rabbinic Judaism. So, and the book of Jasher and Jubilees confirm chapters of Eleazar's details about like the Adam's garments that Genesis leaves out or assumes you already know about it. All right, that's what I wanted to share about the supernatural qualities of Adam and his garments that God created.
That was good.